everyone, it's Annabelle and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be unboxing some what I think of as orchid unicorns. So these are orchids that are extremely rare hybrids that you just don't see come up often, and I've searched for these a lot over the years and I actually found some. So I'm super excited to share this unboxing with you guys. It's also been just over a year since I started this YouTube channel, so I want to thank you guys for sticking with me and welcome any new subscribers. And I wanted to do this in like a premiere style video. So YouTube has a premiere option that allows us to chat alongside, so I'll be watching along with you and there'll be a live comment stream and we can talk about each orchid as I'm unboxing them, which I feel like is really exciting and really suited to this particular unboxing because I've got some really rare hybrids in here that I'm just super excited to share with you guys. So with that said, let's get to unboxing my little parcel of unicorns here. Okay, so get you a bit closer and we're gonna take a look at some of the orchids in this parcel. So this is a parcel from an orchid nursery called Salon Orchidei, which is in Poland, I think. I'll link their website down below in the description. They just have the absolute goldmine of PHALAENOPSIS hybrids, really rare hybrids, and intergeneric VANDA maybe hybrids. And why don't you guess in the comments what maybe my dream hybrid would be? This is a hybrid between my absolute favourite orchid, which I may not have made completely clear. I've mentioned it in a few videos, but it's a Vandaceous type that I can grow in semi-hydro. I'll use that as a clue. You may or may not be able to guess, but I'm really into Vandaceous type PHALAENOPSIS hybrids, and yeah, my favourite orchid is in here hybridised with a PHALAENOPSIS. Yeah, so let's get started with the unboxing. Got some scissors. So this parcel took about a week to arrive from when it was shipped. It took about a week from when I ordered to when they actually shipped it. It's got like a paper wrapping over the actual box. This is quite a small nursery. They're not like a massive nursery, and they're not one I've used before. They do have an amazing hybrid selection, so I definitely, if these look good, then I would encourage you to check them out, but we'll see. So I think the types of orchids that I tend to gravitate towards are PHALAENOPSIS and CATTLEYA hybrids, along with Vandaceous hybrids. They're my favourite kind of group of orchids. I can't even tell you how excited I am for one of the orchids in here. Yeah. Okay, so it's come in like a, I think it's upside down, but the shipping label is on the top there, so which way do I open it? It's not actually got any this way up. I think I'll open it this way. We'll go with it. I think it is upside down. It's a bit squished here. Okay, so we are in the first layer, and I don't know if it's upside down or not at this stage, so I'm just going to go with it because this is the way the shipping label was put on. You would hope they would use that as the top. The box is a little bit squished up, but if they're packed well inside, that won't make any difference. I don't even know how they get hold of some of the hybrids in here. They just had like, they have stock amounts as you order, and I ordered the last one of like 3 of the hybrids. So I don't know if they just get them in as like one-offs or what. It seemed like they only had 1 or 2 of quite a lot of their orchids. But then that could again just be because they're a small nursery. In lots of like scrunched up paper. Oh, I see a little leaf. So I'll just go by the order they've packed them in. So this is a Cattleya type. All the prices on their website are in the PLN, Polish currency. So I'll put up the prices and conversion on screen, as well as the names. So first off, this was not expensive for a Cattleya type. And like first impressions, that's pretty awesome. Usually you get like 3 adult canes bulbs from a nursery. So this is a cross with Cattleya Walkeriana. So it's Cattleya Walkeriana crossed with a hybrid that is Leopoldii crossed with PECKHAVIENSIS. So this one is like a primary hybrid-ish. It's got 3 species parents in. Got a root that has got squished in transport, but it still has a growing tip there. So it's not got loads of protection around it, but it hasn't had any damage during shipping. It looks awesome. So it's got lots of happy sap still. Look at these new growths, they're really nice. It's making new roots. Looks like quite a lot of roots in the pot, but they don't look the best, but you often get this with Cattleya types. They look alive though, but they may well not survive the transition to semi-hydro, but we do have new roots with new root tips there. So that's awesome. I think 3 directions of growth. So that's the Cattleya Walkeriana crossed with Leopoldii crossed with PECKHAVIENSIS. Should remain quite compact because of the Walkeriana being one of the primary species in the parentage, I think. So super exciting, and I'm hoping for a great fragrance because of the Walkeriana in there. If I find pictures on their website, then I'll put them up. I'm not going to reuse any other pictures from the internet though. But I feel like it's more appropriate to use their images from their website because they own them and they're selling them. So I'll just screenshot their like webpage, and then obviously you can go there and have a look. They often have 2 or 3 pictures, so that's quite good. Next one, this is quite exciting. It's a great start there. Got a flower, 2 flowers, one's faded, And this basically, this one, I have it as a seedling that I got from Schwerter, which came as like a just out the flask seedling. And then mysteriously recently, 2 of the leaves have just died. Lower leaves, but it really kind of upset me because it grew quite a bit and then they just died off. So it's, yeah, it's not growing massively fast for me. And they had a flowering size one, so I thought, what the hey, let's do it. Maybe it's something that I'm providing that's not quite right for this species. It's funny because as I'm unpacking, one of the lower leaves there has died off. Maybe it's just a species that's a little bit tricky. So this is PHALAENOPSIS fluorescensis. I think it's named after the island that it was discovered on, the island of Flores. Dead leaf there that looks like it's died off. From my own experience with this plant as a seedling, I would say that that's died off naturally. 2 flowers there, a little bit smushed in transport, but let's see if we can, a little bit of a close-up there. It's not focusing on it massively well. Slight fragrance, quite citrusy, grassy, like the Zabrina actually. Growing root tip there. 1 spike with 2 blooms. Loads of roots in the pot. Circling around the bottom there, which is fantastic. Really, really pleased. So at least it's a blooming size one, and then hopefully my seedling will recover. Could be this move, to be honest, in the hot environment could have stressed it. The conservatory did get super hot over last week, but it's cooled down a bit and we're having sort of cooler spells now where it's sort of 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. So the conservatory is staying about 25 to 28 rather than like 36. I did also order some shade netting because some heat reflective like aluminium backed shade netting. So I don't think I'm going to actually need that, but I got a bit worried last week. You saw my probably VANDA unboxing where I was unboxing like a fan as well, and that, yeah, I was freaked out by 36 degrees Celsius, quite honestly. I'm quite used to growing in a room that it did get warm, but it was like more consistently, like if it got to in the 30s, it was like 32, 33, not like consistently 35, 36. That's way higher than I'm used to. I'm not used to managing that at all. I'm used to growing in a more controlled environment. And my old grow room would actually, the night temperature drops weren't as much. And the conservatory, although it's 36 degrees Celsius in the day, it's then dropping quite like to like 20 at night, 18, 20. So quite large day-night differentials, and loads of my orchids have suddenly started spiking because of those day-night differentials, I think. Even though it's like hot, some of my autumn spiking phals are spiking. So I think that massive drop in nights compared to the days has initiated flowering for a lot of my orchids. It's very weird. I'm just getting used to the whole new growing situation. It's one of the bad things, I guess, about moving. I've got great new grow space, but the bad side is I just need to get used to growing in a completely different way. Let's grab the next orchid out of the box. I would say the sizes are a little bit misleading, maybe, because I was expecting slightly bigger. Yeah, and I can see lower leaf die off on this phal. Oh, the leaf is just torn while I've been unpacking that. Oh, so annoying. Okay, so I would say I don't actually think that the images that they're using for the plants are necessarily the plants. I did think that they might be because there was only like one plant available of a lot of these. But this is PHALAENOPSIS gigantea crossed with Schilleriana, and this leaf has torn. I think the tear happened during shipping and I've made it worse during the unpacking. It's a real shame. But like, look at these leaves, aren't they beautiful? So this is, the name of the hybrid is PHALAENOPSIS schillgig, and gigantea crossed with Schilleriana. It's inherited the beautiful kind of silvery leaves of the gigantea with some of the spotting of the Schilleriana. Looks beautiful. Great roots there as well. So that's the PHALAENOPSIS gigantea crossed with Schilleriana. It is losing one of the lower leaves. Schilleriana for me has done amazingly in semi-hydro, so I hope that it inherits that trait, because giganteas can be very slow growing and slow to adapt, so I'm hoping it takes more after the Schilleriana than the gigantea in this case. Okay, on to the next orchid. Oh no. Crown damage. This is the one I was really excited about. So I can tell you what this is just by looking at it, but my heart is like completely dropped because of the crown damage. So this is PHALAENOPSIS violacea magenta crossed with Rhynchostylis gigantea pink. So that's what makes this really gutting, because this is my unicorn. I'm really sad. I'm gonna email them about this, because this is the whole reason that I ordered, basically. Okay, let's get this out now and look at the stem and see what the damage is. So this is my orchid unicorn. You do not see Vandaceous types hybridized with the polychylous type phals very often. You don't see Rhynchostylis gigantea hybridized with any phals very often at all. So leaves are super curled, probably dehydration. Something that makes me think that this is a Rhynchostylis gigantea and not the not like a wrong ID, or it makes me think that this is truly a hybrid with a Rhynchostylis gigantea and a phal, is this leaf ridging, which is very, oh, load of bark just fell out on the floor. That's very reminiscent, like that's very indicative of a Rhynchostylis gigantea, this ridging, particularly apparent on like the undersides of the leaves. The speckling as well, the anthocyanin pigmentation, is something that really happens with Rhynchostylis giganteas. Does it have scale or edema? Possibly edema, because it's, I think that looks like edema more than scale to me. But that crown damage. Right, let me know what you think guys. It looks old to me. It looks like there's damage in the growth point. It's happened, it's done. Doesn't look like a current infection to me. So of course I'm not going to send this orchid back. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. I'll clean it up and I'll email them, because like this, the feeling that I got when this came out of the box was like horrific. But I think that this orchid, like, it doesn't look like it's affected the stem. I think this orchid is savable. I can see at least one good root in there. I think this orchid is salvageable, even if it means that I have to take care of it for enough time that it'll produce a keiki. I will do that for this orchid because I want this orchid to succeed. I want this hybrid so badly. I will email them and ask them if they are prepared to do anything about the crown damage. This wasn't a cheap orchid. You can understand that for this hybrid. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this is my dream orchid hybrid. This is a real true unicorn, Rhynchostylis gigantea crossed with a Phalaenopsis violacea. This cross is so exciting, but that is so gutting. So I'll email them. I'll let you know, because I will be airing this a week after I film it. I'll let you know what they say and how the response is. To be honest, even if they discounted it at this point, it doesn't make any difference to me, because that is sad. I will angle for a discount though, because I paid quite a bit for it and that's not what I paid for, and the image is completely different. This is super dehydrated. It did not look this way in the picture. We'll see what they say, but yeah, not amazing, considering that's the hybrid that I was super excited about as the beginning of this video. We got one more in here that is amazing, so let's hope that one is healthy and has no crown damage. Okay, next one. It's very stapled up. I don't remember ordering this. No. I didn't realise this was mounted. So, this is my other unicorn. Looks a bit sad. This is funny. The mount that it's on is TRIQUETRA branded, which is quite funny. So this is VANDOPSIS PARISHII crossed with VANDA DENISONIANA orange. One, amazing. VANDOPSIS PARISHII. I love VANDOPSIS. They're fragrant. They can be quite giant size. Really famous hybrid is the VANDOPSIS PARISHII crossed with Schilleria japonica, now PHALAENOPSIS japonica, which was VANDOPSIS little one, is now PHALAENOPSIS little one, I guess. I don't know, but it's got active growing root tips. Few have dried in transport or before transport. Looks very dehydrated to me. Probably doesn't help that it's mounted and it's been super hot, so I'll give it a nice soak. Otherwise looks really healthy and has really good roots. Slight bacterial fungal spot there, which I will just snip off at the end of the leaf. New leaf starting as well. So it looks very healthy, quite small. VANDOPSIS PARISHII can flower, quite small though. VANDA DENISONIANA would not, but we'll see. Because I've never seen this hybrid before, so I don't know what sort of size it would attain as an adult. Let me know what you think. I think it was listed as flowering size. Very dehydrated, like super, super dehydrated. To me, doesn't look like either of the parents in growth habit. Let's hope it's not. I mean, the fact that they've got that Ringostylus gigantea cross and that does not appear to be mislabeled, that looks like a genuine, looks like a Ringostylus gigantea. You can see both parents in there. You can see the Ringostylus gigantea in the kind of barring of the leaves and the PHALAENOPSIS in like the more rounded nature that it has compared to the Ringostylus gigantea. So sad about this. Could also be crown damage due to bugs. Sorry, going back to this. I had something similar with a mealybug infestation, that kind of effect. So this one looks nice. It says PHALAENOPSIS Princess KAIULANI FLAVA crossed with PHALAENOPSIS gigantea alba. So this could be a really, really interesting looking FAL. Gigantea alba is amazing, but like £80 probably. Yeah, they're really expensive, the cultivars of the alba form of the gigantea. This is pretty wet, but the roots look good, like really good. Really nice looking roots there. This leaf is really nice and big. So yeah, it could be a really interesting flower from that. There aren't many images available online of that cross, but looking at the parents, I think that the flower could be really stunning. So we'll have to see. Maybe it'll flower this summer. Okay, tiny little one. Oh, I ordered a TOLUMNIA. I'm having success with them finally. This is a TOLUMNIA species, which has the most gorgeous flowers, like little birds. This is TOLUMNIA triquetrum. I thought it was triquetra. TRIQUETRA? Try something. I'll put up an image up on screen anyway, you'll know what I'm talking about. It looks really good, like really bushy little TOLUMNIA. Problem being, it's super well established on this mount, which is a good thing, like not a problem. But I'm going to want to grow this potted in lava, because that's been working for me really well with my TOLUMNIAs. So, maybe not immediately, because it's super healthy and I don't want to mess it up during the growing season. There's no active growing root tips on it, So what I'll probably do is I'll probably keep it mounted for a while and just dunk it every day in water, because that works really well. Tolumnias just need like a load of aeration around the roots. And when it starts putting out a new growth and new root tips, I will try and take it off this mount. I'm not going to do it straight away. I'm not going to mess around with this. Actually, I think this is a new growth here. Super healthy, so cute. Tolumnias are like the succulents of the orchid world. They're just so cute. I think that's everything. So that's everything. So let's do a little roundup of my order. So let me know what you think of my order in the comments. We have, starting with the Tolumnia TRIQUETRA, the VANDOPSIS PARISHI crossed with VANDA DENISONIANA orange. There goes the tag. What do you think of this hybrid? What do you think of the potential? I'm super excited for it. Both parents are really fragrant too, so it should be pretty fragrant. PHALAENOPSIS Princess KAIULANI FLAVA crossed with PHALAENOPSIS GIGANTEA alba. PHALAENOPSIS Violacea magenta crossed with Rhynchostylis gigantea pink with crown damage. I'll let you know in the comments of the live stream what's happening with this and what the seller actually says about the condition and the crown issue that we have here. PHALAENOPSIS fluorescensis with flowers, really cute little species. PHALAENOPSIS gigantea crossed with PHALAENOPSIS schilleriana, also known as PHALAENOPSIS schillgig. And CATTLEYA WALKERIANA crossed with CATTLEYA CLEOPOLDII crossed with PECKHAVIENSIS. Huge. Their CATTLEYAs certainly, like, wow. Loads of growing tips. Really happy with that. And like, that's amazing for the price for the hybrid. And that is my haul done of my orchid unicorns. The two that I ordered this for, the two that I was really excited about, was the VANDOPSIS PARISHI crossed with Denisoniana and the PHALAENOPSIS Violacea crossed with Rhynchostylis gigantea. And those are probably the two most disappointing from this order, I would say. Yeah, I'm a little bit gutted about that crown damage in the Violacea crossed with Gigantea. But maybe I'm, you know, obviously this is a pretty special hybrid. So I'm a little bit gutted about that, and they can't offer a replacement for sure because this was the last one. So I'm going to get some rubbing alcohol in that crown because I'm try and get this. Every time I do this, I tip bark everywhere. Maybe I should just take it out. It's not got many roots. I just tried to take it out and it's got enough to hold it firmly in the pot, so that's not going to happen. So I'm just going to try and hold this and show you. This does look kind of like when I had a mealybug infestation of a crown of another orchid that I ordered from a different nursery. So I'm gonna get in there and see what's going on with this. Because if that's the case, if the growth point isn't damaged, then it could still be fine. It's weird when the best case scenario is you're hoping for bugs. But if that is rot, then as long as it's stopped, we can maybe expect a keiki at some point in the next few years. Not really what you want from an orchid that you ordered. Thank you so much for watching today anyway. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. I hope that this was a good celebration of 1 year on YouTube, and let's hope for many more exciting orchid hauls. I've got to cut off with orchid ordering, honestly. Like I'm really need to. So I'm not going to order much over the next few months. Doesn't count when I've ordered them in previous months and they just arrive over the next few months. But hopefully this was a good test of the premiere feature on YouTube. And thank you for joining me today, and thanks so much for watching. And if you did enjoy this live stream, don't forget to give it a... If you did enjoy this premiere, don't forget to give it a like, or subscribe to my channel for more regular orchid updates and unboxings. And thank you for joining in, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye!